like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. Might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
Welcome back to Around the Clock. I'm your host, Yolanda Greaves. We are about to do our Around the Town tour. We have a couple of older bits of news to share with you. Our first stop is out at the Sheraton Tara in Framingham. This was for the Leadership Metro West Academy graduation. Leadership Metro West is a nonprofit organization that takes leaders in communities and different businesses, brings them together for a year and talks to them about leadership and how they can improve, how they are leaders, and how they can work better in their community. The reason we're sharing graduation is I was a member of this year's class, but also Julie Nardone, an Ashland resident, Peter Weisberger, another Ashland resident, and then Jen Ball, our assistant town manager. It was a great group of people and it's a great program, and if you're interested, reach out to any of us and we'll be more than willing to talk to you about it.
So when we started the conversation on what will our class project be, there were so many ideas. When you get 30 leaders from around the community who all have their own passions, their own interests, it becomes such an incredible brainstorm, really. And then you put the parameters on, well, you're only gonna be meeting once a month and you have to get this done in a year. And you start to go, but I want to do something more.
From there, we're going to come back into Ashland and we're going to head to the American Legion. This is also an event that happened at the end of June. This was the 25th anniversary celebration of the Greater Ashland Lions, also known as the Purple Lions or the Lady Lions. These women used to be a sort of a side group of the Ashland Lions, and 25 years ago, they were allowed to create their own club. They do some great work here in town. So congratulations to the Greater Ashland Lions on celebrating 25 years as a club. It was a great event. Karen Spilka was there to give a proclamation, and it was a really nice night had by all.
But I'm going to tell you, it took the ladies club, the Lion ladies of this district, to throw a fundraiser to prevent prostate cancer. It took the ladies to look out for the gentlemen. And that, I think, was defining of how this group has connected with the needs in the community. It's not always centered on themselves. They do look out what is the need in the community. How can they help somebody else? And then they go and do it. And that, I think, is why. And I'm sorry we don't have purple mustaches here tonight. It would really look good with my jacket, don't you think? But I think that that was really what defines this club. It is a phenomenal group of people. And I am going to ask the gals, which by the way now includes some guys, to please stand up so that we can appreciate them before we move on. Please.
From there, we're going to go back out of Ashland and head to Boston for the July 4th celebrations on the Esplanade. A big thank you to Connor Donovan for getting us this great footage of the concert, and of course some interviews with people who were there. It was just another great event, as the Boston Pops always do a great concert, and of course it's capped off by a beautiful show of fireworks right over the harbor and over the Charles River. So let's enjoy a little bit of the Boston fireworks and the Boston Pops. going to bring you from one musical event in Boston to our own summer concerts being held at Stone Park. These are summer concerts every Tuesday night. They are sponsored by the Ashland Day Committee. They bring in some great bands. The last week was the New Magnolia Band, some fun jazz music for us to listen to. So remember, the summer concerts go on every Tuesday night. They start at 7 o'clock in July. They move to 6:30 in August, and you can go to the Ashland Day Committee website to find out what the bands that are playing. They also offer movies on Thursday nights at the Stone Park Pavilion, and those start at 6:30. From the Stone Park and the summer concerts, we're going to head over to the Corner Spot, where there are always some fun events going on, whether it's in the morning on a Monday and you see the Mom and the Tots, or a Sunday afternoon with the open mic. There's also always, not always, but every once in a while, a great food truck pops up. We had the fun and deliciousness of fireflies over this past weekend. If you check out the Corner Spot schedule on Facebook or on the website, it can show you what food trucks are coming, what music is going on, and what other events are will be happening there. One that's definitely coming up on July 21st is a brand new Culture Fest that will have different kinds of music and dance from various cultures right here in our own Ashland. From the Corner Spot, we're going to go to around Ashland State Park. Ashland State Park is very popular during the summer, especially during these heat waves. Unfortunately, it sometimes gets full, as it did on July 4th. There were actually signs saying that the state park was closed. Unfortunately, what that means is then people who don't get to park in the park try to find other places. One of those places is the boat ramp off of Spring Street. We just want to remind people that if you're going to the boat ramp, you need to park in the parking lot. There are plenty of no parking signs along the street. It is a hazard. Should something happen and a fire truck or an ambulance need to get through, there has to be no parking on the street to allow that. Also, Olive Street, there are no parking signs. So we ask that you be respectful. If you can't get into the Ashland State Park, there's also Hopkinton State Park, which has a little bit more parking. So we ask you to be respectful of your neighbors and people who live around the park, and be mindful of the traffic signs and the posted no parking signs. You will get ticketed. From there, we're going to come right here to our WACA studios, where we are going to be presenting the 100 by 100 Film Festival, a 100-second film created in 100 hours. It's happening here at the WACA studios from August 9th through 12th. If you would like to participate, you can email WACA-TV-Ashland@gmail.com to register and participate. Our last stop on our Around the Town tour is middle school at the Ashland Middle School in the baseball fields. We have an American Legion Post baseball team that has been doing very good this summer. They're almost done and about to head to the state championships. They are currently 9-3. They are second in the division behind Lowell, who they did play on Friday the 13th. They have also played against some of the top teams. Some of those teams have been Newton and Hudson and Natick they actually beat. They are hoping to be one of the top teams that make it into the state tournament as they did last year, so we are wishing them good luck. Unfortunately, there's not too many games left until they make it to the tournament, so if you'd like to follow some of our Legion baseball, you can find them probably on Facebook and see where their games are for the state tournament. And I believe that wraps it up for this version of Around the Town.
Say it with me, Boston. But I can make an explosion. Come on. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. My heart song. My power started right now. I'll be strong. And I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Yeah, I've still got Thank you guys so much. Please give